Hey guys, what's up? Went to another QuadCon. Let's talk about it. So, I went to another toy show. I found a toy comic show. This is QuadCon. It's basically, it shares the same space as the mall, one of the malls in my area. And I picked up a pretty good range of stuff. This is actually a pretty cool pickup video because I spent less than $100 at this con. I honestly can't believe this. Less than $100. And as far as I'm concerned, I walked out the door with frickin' gold. Let's go over what I picked up. Alright, so here is the stuff. Mountain of stuff, okay? Now, let's talk about each one of these things that I picked up, and when we'll of course have to have a follow-up video for something that I picked up because we'll need to talk about it. First off, and yes, that is the actual price tag. $10, Stridor. Never opened, perfect condition, fantastic. This is going to be awesome. The box is in absolute stellar condition. I literally cannot cry about it at all. I'm absolutely stunned that I just got this for what I got it for, but this is fantastic because I love the fact that it shows right here, attaches to the floor of Castle Grayskull. Fantastic, as it should. That means this is a part of Castle Grayskull, and another part of Castle Grayskull to finish it off is right there. Yes, I found Point Dread. And here's the kicker. Not only did I find Point Dread, not only is this the last part of Castle Grayskull that I need, well, this is argumentative. There's another part of Castle Grayskull. It would be nice if I could get the Secrets of Castle Grayskull pack, but it's pretty pricey. It's like $150 or something like that for 3 little plastic pieces. You get the idea. It's rough. It's hard to justify. But look, Talon Fighter, Point Dread, it was at $25. I got him to go down to $20. This is also unopened. Unopened because he made a mistake. Yes, I was there and I was talking to the guy for a while, and he let me know, he told me he got online and was looking for Point Dread. He found Point Dread, but he was unaware that the Origins line had done a Point Dread. So he thought that he found a really crazy good deal where somebody was selling 2 Point Dreads in box, $40 a piece. He bought them both. Then got them home and figured out they were not what he thought they were. And now he wanted to get rid of them for space. That's amazing. Because it's 1,000%, 100 my benefit. This is so cool that now I have this because of what happened, and like everybody was passing this by, and I walked up and I looked at it and I talked to the guy for a while and I inspected the box the best that I possibly could, and as far as I can tell, 100%, this is exactly what he says it is. It'll be a very interesting episode if we end up opening this and it's not what he claimed it was, and then we'll call it out and maybe even talk about some other things too on the show. But for right now, this is fantastic. It's fantastic that I just completed the Castle Grayskull right here with this at $20, and it currently sells at Walmart for friggin' $40. Okay, next, I found 2 loose figures. Each of them at $15, so I paid $30. I got a Chewie from the Black Series, and this Chewbacca does come with his gun, so that's fantastic since the gun was intact and everything, and he was enclosed in the bag, just like I use. I use these bags for my stuff too. Fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. I'm in love with the fact that I just got Chewie, and I'll add him to the Star Wars shelf. And then I got a Darth Vader. Yes, so sick. We all love Darth Vader, and we all should love Darth Vader. And yes, that is the, I don't know how well you're seeing it. Let me try to fix that. That's the little lightsaber right in here. And he's holding the hilt. And this is the Darth Vader from, of course, the Black Series. This Darth Vader is from Return of the Jedi. So this is Return of the Jedi Darth Vader. So it's the last Vader, technically. And I'm fine with that. The only other two that I would have really wanted, to be fair, is maybe if I could have got Darth Vader from Empire. But I've heard that this is a better release of him. And maybe the only other one that I would have taken would have been if I could have found him from the Black Series, Obi-Wan. I've heard that that's like one of the best ones they've released. I understand that people like the battle damage Darth Vaders and everything, and I'm not saying anything about that. I'm saying that's cool, but it's not what I'm currently looking for what I want in terms of Star Wars stuff. And then, because I bought these two, I went over and I spent literally the biggest spend of my night was $30 to get this Han Solo. Black Series, Han Solo. This is awesome. He's got the different hands and everything like that, which I'm sure I'll end up talking about because I'm seeing like straps or whatever. I'm not sure 100% what that's about. Maybe it has to do with a detail that I don't honestly pay attention to when I watch Star Wars. But I figure like this was the one that I wanted. I've seen a couple others in a different packaging, which I just did not like the face. This, I kind of like this face. I think it's good, and I think he'll go real good. I'll just give him that gun. I'll set him up like this. I'll take that belt off and put this belt on him, and he'll be exactly what I want. Because I'm very particular as to what I'm getting when it comes to Star Wars figures. There's only a very specific set of figures I want, and then once I have them, I will be done with Star Wars in general. So I'll actually have another goals video coming where I talk about Star Wars goals. And so yeah, you were looking at $20, $30, $30, so 90 bucks. 90 bucks got me everything. Crazy. 90 bucks. Look, and you could say, well, you didn't really get that much, Bill. You only got like 5 things. But I didn't. Like, I mean, really, when you think about it, I got Point Dread, I got Stridor, and I realize Stridor is always on sale. He's always going for like very little money, but regardless, I got all this for really good pricing. He was the only thing that I may have questioned. If I could have found him loose, I would have bought him and probably saved myself a little money. Maybe he only cost like $20. Because they had Boba Fett there as well, which I really considered because they had him marked at $25 loose, but he still had all of his stuff. But for me, loose is 100% fine because I'm going to open this guy. You see what I mean? So like that wouldn't have been a problem for me. Now because I did that, because I got all this stuff at the price that I got it for, I saved a ridiculous amount of money, and I'd originally gone there with $200. So that left me some leeway to buy something this week. Because of the leeway I had, I was able to pick up all of these. These are awesome. This is something I was really, really looking forward to, this Frozen collection, because like, guys, this is straight up Fire and Ice, Frank Frazetta inspired Batman. I mean, is it not? Is this not straight out of Conan the Barbarian type of stuff? Like, this is so cool. This guy's Dark Wolf. Look at the Batman. Look at the Batman. Look at the Batman. Look at him. Tell me right now with any certainty whatsoever that this is not Dark Wolf. Prove it to me. Prove to me that they didn't look right at Batman, right at Dark Wolf, and say, we need to make like a prehistoric Batman type of thing like Conan the Barbarian inspired. And somebody didn't just say, what about Dark Wolf from Fire and Ice? Bam, there he is. He's right there. Cut that bat off, cut those ears off. There he is. Like, you could easily take this and make him Dark Wolf custom, no problem whatsoever. Robin is very much like a type of monk-esque character from that idea that I'm talking about, like a Conan the Barbarian monk-type warrior dude, like maybe witch doctor or shaman of sorts. Very cool, very awesome. I'm very much looking forward to these characters. And yeah, they're going to go on the barbarian shelf. These are not going up with the DC characters. They're going right alongside the Motu figures because these are absolutely fantastic. And then last, this is the reason I actually decided to buy them, was her. I've been to the Walmarts and Targets and everything and looking around, and I always find Robin and I always find Batman, and I never find her. I walked by, saw her, and said, I still have money left from the con. I'm doing it. So now I also have her, which is also the same kind of idea. She's very much Fire and Ice Batgirl. Like, this is so cool. These figures just have so much personality right inside the kind of stuff that I like. These are an awesome pickup. Like, these alongside what I already picked up, this is crazy. This is a crazy pickup. I'm not kidding when I tell you that I've went to bigger conventions, huge conventions that are like supposed to have everything you could possibly want, and not found a third of this. Or I found it and it was horrifically overpriced. In fact, at this con, I came across a guy that was also selling Point Dread, and he was asking like $60 for it, and I was like, no. And that's the thing about being toy savvy, about knowing this market, about living it, about collecting, buying stuff for yourself and selling yourself and everything. You come to a point where you go to these conventions and it gets a little more difficult to buy. Like, okay, right now the X-Men line, Vader just fell over. Right now the X-Men line currently, that is X-Men 97, that's at the Targets. And we know that at the Targets, we know what we're paying. And we know that we can find it at the Targets. It's not that rare. And yet there were booths that had those characters. And they were still on card and everything like that, and they were asking $50. I seen some that were asking $30, some that were asking as high as $50. For X-Men 97, the newest wave, it just came out. It's still on the shelves right now. You can go on Amazon, you can buy it. You can go on Big Bad, you can buy it. You can go on Entertainment Earth, you can buy it. Or you can just drive to a Target and find something. Like right now at the Target that I normally go to, the Wolverine is on the shelf, Bishop is on the shelf, Magneto is on the shelf, and Gambit is on the shelf. The only one that I can't really find easily is Rogue. I'll have to order her from Big Bad. Big deal. Like, it blows my mind when I go to these conventions and I do these pickups and I see people's prices sometimes, and it kind of drags me back to this is like my hobby. So I tend to know when they're screwing people, and I mean screwing people out of money, and there's no other way to explain it. That's what some of these people are doing. They hope that you don't know. And even my buddy Shane, while we were going around from Fandom Night, we're going around looking at stuff, and he sees a couple things, and he goes, dude, what the crap? And he pointed and he saw something, and he was like, I know that thing. He was like, because he's trying to get all the pops for the Power Rangers, and there was one that he's been having trouble finding from GameStop. And he was like, I can order this from GameStop right now for like $18. This guy's asking $29. He was like, why? He was like, I'd hate to leave it and find out that I can't find it at GameStop or whatever, but like, is this worth it? And he asked me because he knows that I do a lot of these conventions and I try to take about $200 per convention and buy stuff. And I told him, I said, look, there's something to be said for scalpers, okay? People that buy up in bulk, they go into a Target, they see all the X-Men 97s, they buy like 30 of them off the shelf, they go home, and then they mark them up to $50, $60, $70. We know what they're doing. You are not a store. You're a prick. Very different. There's a difference in those two things. One is a store, one is a prick. But there is something to be said for the guys, say, I could even put myself in this. I've never done this, but I'm saying it's within reason that I would do this. Imagine that I went to the store and I found 2 of these Batgirls. And I know that they seem to be tough to find. And for my toy table in general, just to get things running, right? I want something that kind of draws you to the table. But I want to stay fair. I know she's tough to find. I buy 2 of them. One that I'm going to keep, one I'm going to put on my toy table. And I mark it, say this character's $25, I mark it at $30. The only thing I'm asking is that you kind of give me gas money. A little bit of gas money for having picked it up. You could also argue that I left it on the, if I left it on the shelf, that person who came to the toy store could have just, who came to the convention, they could have just picked it up at the GameStop or wherever they were, and so there was no reason for me to have done that at all. But at the same time, I would argue that sometimes if us as collectors with fair pricing don't do this, you could run into an interesting problem where if I don't get it, somebody else is going to come in, know that it's rare, grab it, and then sell it at $50, $60, which it is not worth. So it's a very up and down, like who's in the right, who's in the wrong, what's fair, what's not fair. I don't necessarily think that it's unfair. Now, if you walk in, this is 2 different scenarios though. If I walk in and I see a second one of her and she's the only one on the shelf and I know some people that are looking for her, I'll buy her, the second one, and I'll sell her for $5 above the mark to get my gas money and whatnot back, right? That seems fair to me. And I guarantee that it goes to a collector that actually wants it. That's a very different scenario than I walk in, there are 9 of her overstocked on the shelf, I buy all 9, jack her price up to $60, put her on my toy table and go, yeah, she's hard to find, man. Real hard to find. Because I made it hard to find. That's not me running a store. That's not me running a business. That's me being a prick. And so you do have to look at certain things a certain way. And I told him, I was like, look, it's 18 as opposed to 29. Is it fair? One could argue no. Because realistically, this guy, all he did was sell pops. And all of his pops, to me, seemed overpriced, to be fair. He had like 3 walls of pops. But then again, pops are like the new age Beanie Baby, so maybe they're worth it. I don't know. On a personal level, I don't think so. But to other people that are really into it, maybe they are. So I told him, I said, look, man, you'll be out an extra $10. Does that suck? Yeah, but you're here and he's here right now, and this guy very blatantly knows that if you don't buy it, somebody will. That's the way it is. That's the reason it's priced the way it is. You're playing a game here. You can walk up and you could try to offer him a little less. Maybe he'll take it. That's money in his pocket right now and he doesn't have to carry it home. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes it does nothing for you, and guess what? Take a chance one way or another. I believe he bought it. Cool. Because I get it. But I saw a lot of stuff there that I was passing on because I was like, overpriced, 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 overpriced. No way. I was like, that's still on every single shelf. Like, it's not even rare, and you've got it $10 over the price of what it normally is. And knowing that information really kind of makes these cons different when you go to them in that aspect. Because when I go to a con, I'm constantly looking at it and going, nope, it's not worth it. Or, what? There has to be something wrong with it, right? That's where my mind goes. Like that Point Dread, I very much was like, there's no way. Something's wrong with it. $20? Why? Like, what's wrong with it? Nothing. As far as I understand, nothing. And if that's 100% true, that is fantastic. Anyways, toy pickup. Awesome. If you're interested in any of this stuff, I will of course be going through and opening it, because I have some episodes to do, as if I wasn't already behind on the opening thing, and now there's even more to open. But regardless, could always use more stuff to open, right? Anyways, guys, get out of here.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.